You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for La Jolla, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of two X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Nash, January 1949, Sport Magazine.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Aroma Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub cup. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep. down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Brave. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red lead bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
We win one tomorrow. That's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Alex Verdugo. Dr. Doogie's batting .250 on the year with 3 RBI. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 6 home runs, 18 RBI, batting .290. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. The Big Zoo has 5 home runs, 10 RBI, batting .311. Batting cleanup, playing first, it's Matt Olson. He's got 4 home runs, 15 RBI, batting .228. Batting fifth, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 4 home runs, 13 RBI, batting .240. Batting sixth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. 3 home runs, 13 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .253. Eli White batting seventh and in right field. He has 2 home runs, 7 RBI, a stolen base, and a .267 average. Batting eighth and behind home plate, the Drake Baldwin, 2 home runs, 6 RBI, batting .239. And batting ninth and playing short, it's Nick Allen. He has 2 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .259. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, it's Spencer Schwellenbach Day. Schwelly is 1-1 with a 2.56 ERA and a 0.92 WHIP. 31 2/3 innings pitched, 27 strikeouts versus 24 hits, 5 walks, 3 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt is 4-1 with a 2.73 ERA and a 1.01 WHIP, 29 2/3 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts versus 25 hits, 5 walks, 5 home runs served. Backing up Pfaadt in the bottom of the first inning, and in right field, it's Corbin Carroll. 9 home runs, 23 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .302. Batting second, playing short, Geraldo Perdomo. He has 3 home runs, 19 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .253. Pavin Smith is playing first and batting third. 4 home runs, 9 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .348. Josh Naylor is the designated hitter. He's batting cleanup with 4 homers, 17 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .301. Batting fifth and playing third, coming off a 4 home run performance, it's Eugenio Suarez. He has 10 home runs, 20 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .202. Batting sixth and in center field, it's Alec Thomas. He's got 11 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .290. Lourdes Gurriel back in the lineup and batting seventh. He's batting .168 with 4 home runs, 14 RBI. Tawa is at second and batting eighth. 4 home runs, 9 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .233. And Herrera is behind home plate and batting ninth. He's got a .120 average, 3 for 25, 1 home run, 2 RBI. Calling balls and strikes in the bottom of the first inning, it's Clint Vondrick. The first base umpire, Dan Bellino. Second base will be manned by Phil Cousy. And down the third base line, it's Tony Randazzo. Game time temperatures here at Phoenix, Arizona will be 76 degrees. The wind blowing left to right out of the park at about 7 miles an hour. Our pick to click today, we're going to go with the Big Zoo. Marcell Ozuna is 3 for 5 lifetime against Pfaadt with 1 home run and 4 RBI. Should be noted the Arizona Diamondbacks hitters have never faced Schwellenbach. So we'll take that as a good sign, and we'll take your Atlanta Braves to win a fairly low-scoring affair considering the last few games. Brandon Pfaadt has been pitching well this year. We expect Schwellenbach to get back in the saddle and be Schwelly. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to win this one 5-2. Keys to the game today, we're going to want to run that pitch count up on Brandon Pfaadt and get into that beleaguered bullpen of Arizona. They've had a long, rough week with an off day tomorrow. They're looking for the finish line. And the other main key, don't throw anything to Suarez. Pitch around him. Let him cool off. Pre-game show today, we'll hear from Dylan Lee and Brian Snicker. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, or good afternoon, depending on how you look at it. Braves Country, well past the afternoon. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, who do we have in here today? Start up at the top. Good afternoon, John. Hope you enjoyed that game you went to last night. I think it was last night. Good afternoon, Floyd the Barber's here. Charles Fritz. Uncle Charlie. Who else do we have in here? Hellion. Envy. We'll start just calling you Fletch with all the IDs you have kicking. Christopher. Good to see you. What you talking about? Willis is in here. James Hagan. Who else do we have here? King James, Justin Green. Good to see you. Ron. Let's see if that's... There's Edward Spry. We haven't seen Goat in a few days. I don't know if he's still listening, but if he's there. Welcome in 904. Here we go. Charlie Elrod. And Mike. Along with Colby. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got a couple clips that I want to play for you today. So let's get it moving. We're almost set for Schwellenbach Day. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country. So we got a couple of clips to play for you before we get set here on Braves Country Radio. Arizona Diamondbacks hosting the Atlanta Braves. This is game 3 of a 3-game set. The Braves are going for a sweep. We got our first road series win last night, winning the first 2 of these games, and what a comeback that was after, I mean, my word. This team is starting to turn into to the cardiac kids. And 8th inning has been their specialty. We joke about it when we get down nowadays, but it seems to happen almost every time. You don't want to put every game off to the 8th inning, but it reminds me a few years back when the 8th inning was our big inning. And I'd say some of it has to do with the fact that you're getting into a bullpen. And the other thing is the guys are making adjustments throughout the game. And we've had some good fortune. We've had some plays that have happened where they haven't come through and made an outstanding play. You think if Alec Thomas would have been an unbelievable catch, but if he makes that catch last night, this may all be for naught. But as that ball was scorched over his head, for those that missed it, but he did have a shot at it. It was just going to be a miraculous play to make. All right, here's Dylan Lee after the big win last night. He came in the 10th, and of course the replay after Austin Riley's incredible Brooks Robinson play to end the game.
All right, Dylan, wild 9 innings. You get the call going to the bottom of the 10th, a 1-run game, extra innings, looking for your first career save. What's going through your mind as you jog onto the field?
Pretty much just trying to get the outs, ground balls, pop-ups, try to get keep the guy at second. If he goes to third, keep him there.
Tell me about those last 2 at-bats. You get that guy to third with 1 out. How do you go about trying to keep that runner off?
So make sure I'm not leaving anything middle, easy to hit, and I'm also not just trying to throw something away and let him score.
How about the replay review? What's going through your mind as you wait to see what the call's going to be?
I felt like he was out before the review, so I was pretty much, that went in slow motion for me. I was like, oh, he's out.
And then lastly, how about the resilience of this team, putting up 5 runs there in the last 3 innings, 7 through 9? I mean, what is it about this team that finds a way to come back?
I think we've just been grinding. Those first 2 road games, we kind of struggled and scuffled, and I think we found a little bit of footing here.
All right, so that was Dylan Lee, and he's done a phenomenal job out of the bullpen. And you look at what this bullpen could be down the stretch if everyone gets healthy and comes up. I mean, this could be one heck of a bullpen. I know we questioned at the beginning of the year because we had a lot of pieces that are now starting to come into play. And, of course, I've been talking about this for a while, but I believe we'll probably see Craig Kimbrell assuming health sooner than later. And then, once again, don't forget Buck Farmer and a couple other guys we have down there for depth. So this bullpen's starting to come into play. It didn't get off to a great start, but it really is starting to pitch well. And then the other moves they've made, like the Monteros and whatnot, those guys, even the Scott Blewett, everyone made fun of his name when he came over, but Scotty B's pitched pretty damn well. So here is Snicker after the ball game last night.
Yeah, it was good. We were kind of, again, laying dead in the weeds, and the guys came, Eli's homer kind of breathed a little life into us. And, it's a tough ball game to win for sure. But, yeah, good one to win.
What about the play that Austin made?
My God. Well, you know what? The one that Nick Allen made right before that was huge, too. That wasn't an easy play at all. But that one Austin made, my God, to be where he was and to catch his, get his feet together and just, get the ball in the area code of first base was impressive.
How about just to think about how many late wins you've had here over the last week? Does that just add to the success? How valuable?
No, I think we talked about that earlier. I mean, yeah, it's big, I think, for your psyche and your confidence as a club and, as a collective whole. You get down a little bit and you just kind of think, well, we just got to stay after it and maybe, something good might happen, and it has lately. So, we just kind of keep riding that crest and because, it's good. I mean, I think that's, the guys are in a good place right now.
As you're watching Grant there, what's your thought when Suarez is coming up?
Yeah, no, my biggest thought was in the one inning, the 4-run inning, it was the 2 walks, those have a way of scoring. I mean, that was the bigger, that's unbelievable what the guy did to hit 4 homers, my God. And he was all over all of them, too. But, and more concerning is, the 2 walks to start that inning. That allowed the 4. We're lucky with all the walks we had, to get away with that game. So, you just kind of feel like after a couple, it's like, well, he's due to make an out. I mean, hats off to him, man. He didn't miss them, and we're just lucky we were able to overcome that one, that great performance that he had.
What about as you're watching that 8th inning, the 2 walks by Olsen and Murphy to draw those 2 against that tough
really good at bats. Yeah, really good at bats, and then Michael really tough at bat off a tough left-hander, and that ball that ball was just scorched to get it over that kid's head like that. That was huge. So, a lot of really, really good things, especially late in the game, and even Grant after the 4-run inning, he kind of settled down. Then he had 2 out, nobody on. Because I was kind of thinking there, if he got one guy on, I was going to go get him just so he didn't have to face him again. But then it was just 2 out, nobody on. I'm not smart enough to know he's going to hit another one. But, so he kind of regrouped for 2 innings after the 4th to get into the 6th, and get 2 outs there, which was big. And then Blewett did a great job, He's done a really nice, since he's been here, a couple outings, been really good.
What do you tell Grant when he's going to face him again for the 3rd time, or if you even mention it?
No, I don't say anything to him. I mean, if I'm a pitcher, I want to face him again because I want to get him out, and couldn't.
Going back to Michael's at bat, I mean, you got a borderline call go against him, 1-0, 1-1. Just how about his composure, kind of handling that? And
yeah,
it gets tough
all that now. I mean, it's as he's maturing, he didn't let it ruin his at bat. He still had a strike left, and did a lot with it.
Was there any consideration to pitch around Suarez the last time?
No, because we had a lead, 1-run lead. We really don't. That's up to the pitcher. I'm not going to put him on and put the tying run on. Because that's all he could do was tie the game, and he did. So if we would have put him on and the next guy would have homered, then the game would have been over. So no, I mean, I just said it's good. hats off to him for hitting 4 homers. I don't know that there was any situation that we couldn't have went after him, try to get him out. We couldn't get him out. And thank God we won the game in spite of that great night that he had.
Does this add to the concern about Iglesias, or just he was going to?
I don't think yet. I mean, that was, you know what, that guy, he ran into a hot hitter. And, he gave up runs the last time, but then I went back and looked, and, he was like 3 outings in a row with nothing. So, no. Hopefully we got a lead in the 9th inning tomorrow because he's going to be out there.
So there you have that. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves coming up in less than 60 seconds. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Good afternoon, Braves Country. Braves are wearing their road grays, Atlanta across the chest, tomahawk underneath, in red, outlined in navy. Same thing with the numerals on the back. Names are in navy on the back. The Snakes are wearing their Sunday home whites. It's a little bit of an off-white with the Arizona Diamondback logo on the left part of the chest and on the sleeve. Red ball caps. The Diamondback logo on the cap. And the black bill. As we are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. And here is the first pitch as we get the video going for you. First pitch is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 righty-lefty matchup. Kicks and fires, swing and misses, 1-1. 1-1 count. Fott, the right-hander, delivers. Pitch inside to Verdugo, the batter, 2-1. We got a 2-1 count. Austin Riley stands on deck. The pitch from Fott. Swing. That ball's hit hard through the right side of the infield, and that'll get through for a base hit. Dr. Doogie with the first base hit of the day.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger. Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going, and we want him to stay that way.
1 on, nobody out, and here comes Austin Riley. Righty-righty matchup. The rake stands in. First pitch, swing and a miss at the sweeper on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Notice the Diamondbacks have been pitching Riley there all weekend on the outside with the bender. They'll set him up a little bit with the hard stuff, but they try to get him to swing on the outside with the bender. The 0-1 swing. That ball's lifted into left field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Verdugo around to second to third, and the rake comes through to start the afternoon off.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Riley with the double. So if you have him to click, that click clacked. Marcell Ozuna now the batter. Righty-righty matchup. Infield is back. First pitch on the way. Swing! That ball sawed off down the right field line. Coming over, giving chases the right fielder, Carroll. Carroll make the catch. Here comes Verdugo. He is out at the plate. They're going to call him out. Verdugo thinks he's safe. Have to see another look at this. You're going to have to get a look from up top because it is close. And I mean close. It's a heck of a throw. They do want to check it. By the blind eye, it looked like he might have stuck his hand in there. Home plate umpire, Clint Vondrick. Remember, he's the knucklehead last night that called the Diamondbacks safe to end the game, and it ended up being out. So, kind of an important thing for umpires, but his decision-making and eyesight isn't so good. Got to see a better look. The Braves cast keeps showing the same dopey play over and over again. I just got a better look from Arizona. Man, is that close, but it looks like he snuck his hand in there. On the Arizona side of it, they've got the overhead cam showing, not the same one that Atlanta keeps showing. And it looks like he got it in there, but the problem is it's such a close play, it's got to be enough to overturn it. As it stands right now, Austin Riley is still at second. He didn't go. He should have ran on that throw because there's no way they were going to get Riley going to third after having to make that play and dive at it. But it looks like his hand comes over the plate, and as his hand is hitting the plate, he gets the tag on the upper part of his arm. They're finally showing the overhead view on Atlanta's side. Common sense tells you he's safe, but it's whether or not they're going to call him safe. They're calling him out. That's a bad call by New York. It's a very close call. That means the Braves are out of option or out of challenges. But I'm telling you, it's a bad call. Common sense tells you he's safe. So another bad call by New York. We've seen it over and over this year, not just on the Braves, but across Major League Baseball. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson. Pitch misses high. It's 1-0. Kind of like the way they say about the government. It's in the Constitution where when it's not working, you move it just a little further west. Maybe they need to do that with the MLB replay studios. Move it just a little further west. The 1-0 misses. It's 2-0. 2-0 count. Riley stands at third. He should be at second, but I think he went about halfway and then didn't want to risk it once the throw came in. The 2-0. Down below the knees, 3-0. The only good part of that is that if Vondrick realizes he screwed up and that New York screwed up, if you saw the replay, we might get a benefit of the doubt later on in the game. The 3-0, swing and a miss, 93, about letter high, 3-1. So Braves really had a chance to get fought on the ropes, and these good starting pitchers, that's what you want to do, is get them on the ropes. Instead, the poor call by Vondrick is upheld in New York. The 3-1 pitch, down below the knees, should be ball 4, but another terrible call by Vondrick. He ranks in the lower half of Major League Baseball with baseball umpires, not just on the behind home plate, but on calls in general. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Chase ball 4 out of the zone, but that was all let up because Vondrick, he's not good at the umpiring. He should try something else. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Your Braves and Schwellenbach take the field.
To the man who told me about my dress being flyed up in the back and did not make it awkward, I hope you have the best life ever.
Here is the story of Dick Raddatz. He got the nickname Monster by striking out several New York Yankees in a row at a game at Fenway Park in 1963. He also dominated one of the best players in baseball history. Mickey Mantle faced him 16 times in his career and struck out an astounding 12 times. Even crazier, he had only one pitch in his repertoire, a 95-mile-an-hour heater delivered sidearm. He still holds the major league for strikeouts by a relief pitcher with 181 in 1964. He won 15 games in a season twice as a reliever. He was the first pitcher in history to have consecutive 20 save seasons. He saved 102 games during his tenure with the Boston Red Sox, which at the time was a team record. For 3 seasons, he was one of the most dominant relief pitchers in the game. Some believe his collapse was due to burning out after facing more than 500 batters for 4 seasons in a row. He took the league by storm, and today we remember him for a short but great career.
Sandy Koufax was at the peak of his career. He called a press conference to announce that he was quitting the game.
The question is why. I don't know if cortisone is good for you or not, but to take a shot every other ball game is more than I wanted to do, and to walk around with a constant upset stomach because of the pills, and to be high half the time during a ball game because you're taking painkillers. Don't want to have to do that.
What is your thought about the loss of income?
Let's put it this way. If there were a man who did not have use of one of his arms, and you told him it would cost a lot of money and he could buy back that use, he'd give him every dime he had, I believe. That's my feeling. And in a sense, maybe this is what I'm doing. I don't know. I've got a lot of years to live after baseball, and I would like to live them with complete use of my body. I don't regret 1 minute of the last 12 years, but I think I would regret 1 year that was too many.
He would become the youngest man ever elected to the Hall of Fame.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Corbin Carroll is trouble. He smokes it up the middle. He's coming around. This man can run. He's heading to third, and he'll be safe with the leadoff triple. Corbin Carroll, one of the best players in baseball right now, takes the first pitch, fastball, 95 off the edge, and drills it between left and center. And because of the way the Braves had the defense played, and ironically, they're setting that outfield defense up to prevent the extra bases, but with that speed and that ball getting smoked like that, one on, nobody out, the infield in, the first pitch to Perdomo is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, swing, hits it hard on the ground over to second, and Ozzie has it, flips it over to first, and Carroll will come home to score. They pulled the infield back just before that pitch. They had him in there right before, about halfway, and then after that next pitch, the only person up was Riley. So they give up the run, but they get the out early in the game. I don't hate that, to be honest with you. First pitch on the way. Smith takes it at the knees. It's 0-1. Pavin Smith, 348, 4 home runs, 1142 OPS, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Slider in the dirt. So an 0-2 count. In theory, if you had the infield in there or halfway, Ozzie probably gets to the ball and holds the runner, but is the 0-2. Slider, they went there again. This time he spit on it. It's 1-2. Corbin Carroll is so incredibly fast that I don't think is the 1-2 pitch, down and in, 2-2. I don't think it's solid strategy to play in the first inning in a 0-0 game when you can try to make that be the only dent. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Schwellenbach pulled the string on that splitter. He went slider to set him up, then yanked the splitter. And I'm sure in Pavin Smith's eyes, that ball was going to hang up a little bit, thinking it was the slider again, and instead it dipped down. 2 away. 2 down. Left to right in the Braves outfield, you got Doogie, the Hawk, and Eli. Round the horn. In the infield, it's Riley, Allen, Ozzie, and Olsen. Drake is behind the plate. His first pitch to Naylor swung on and swatted back foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Curveball down in the dirt. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, rips it. Down the line, 1-2. If you listen to the pregame, I didn't really get a chance to get into the details, but the Snicker postgame conference, you see his or hear his philosophy about arguing balls and strikes in that context. I'll get into it here in a second. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on that one. The splitter's working. He's got 2 strikeouts. He coughed up the 1 run, but it could have been a lot worse. We'll grab the bats when we come back and try to get it back.
Whoever got a blue Honda at Walmart, your kids smoking your roaches out your ashtray.
You can't even call in now to the Clemson head coaches show because Dabo Sweeney's no longer taking calls on his coaches show from anyone, from fans. That's how soft these guys are now.
Was it Tyler in Spartanburg was the caller last year?
Yeah.
Was that our guy who called in to criticize Dabo Sweeney? So now they're going to ban phone calls?
The righteous Dabo Sweeney is not even going to take calls from fans.
This is so analog of Dabo Sweeney that it's perfect. Like in a digital world, in a high-speed age, milquetoast analog move is to ban callers from your coach's call-in show.
This is going to be the
with
longest
your
hour
local sponsors
ever.
And everyone else. I'm thinking, goodness gracious. First off, I go back to what I just said about Deion Sanders. What would Dabo Sweeney sit there and say? He'd huff and puff. His face would get all red. He'd be wearing that orange Clemson sweatshirt. He'd throw his daggum hat in the ground if some player came up to him and said, Coach, they're being too mean to me over there. I don't know what to do. They're yelling at me. They're talking trash about me. They're saying I'm not a good linebacker. I think I need to sit out the next couple series and figure it out. Dabo Sweeney would go nuts. His face would turn purple. It'd almost explode with old school cliches back at that linebacker for doing that. And now Tyler in Spartanburg has him shook.
I'm Greg Maddox. My brother was a big part of it. Used to hang out with his friends.
We'd play pickup games. You know, we'd throw the bat and do the thing about who'd be captain. And, you know, here we are at 15, he's at 10, and he's playing with us. And I'd get first pick, and I said, I'll take Greg. And they go, why you want to take him? I said, he's the best player out here. You kidding me?
My sophomore year in high school, right after the basketball.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Ozzie Albies. Well, that's about par for the course for him in this entire year. 1 pitch, 1 out, can of corn, 1 away. Thought they were wising up and moving him down, but I'm telling you, he needs to be below Michael Harris. I'm not sure what they're doing sticking him. I guess they're worried about the lefty-lefty, but with these at-bats that he just gives away, you got to stick someone. Heck, put Eli up there if you're wanting a right-handed bat. Anyone, but he is struggling. First pitch on the way to Harris is 93 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. We love Ozzie, but when he's struggling like this, he is convinced that ambushing is the way to get out of it. The 0-1 swing lifted into right field. Coming over making the running catch is Corbin Carroll. He's a one-man show today. 2 down. Really starting to hate that guy. 2 down. Eli White, the batter. Righty, first pitch on the way. 93 at the knees. It's 0-1. You're wondering, Sean Murphy with the day off today. Nothing wrong, just catchers don't typically play on day game after a night game. The 0-1. Check, swing. He did not go around. 1-1. They check down the line to first base umpire Dan Bellino. He says no dice. Eli hit his second home run last night of the year, batting .267. The 1-1. Outside wide. They call that one a strike, and it was not. It's 1-2. Clint Vondrick, we've seen his act before. He's a rough one. Thankfully, we've won the first 2 of this series. The 1-2. Swing, saws it off foul, 1-2. But what I was talking about with the post game, the biggest thing I took away from that, they were talking they asked him about, if you remember the really bad call that Michael got in the at-bat where he is the 1-2. This is outside 2-2. Where pitch was nowhere near the zone, but later in the at-bat is the one that he smokes over Thomas's head. And the 2-2 count, outside wide 3-2. And his big take on it was just one strike. He gets to, he stayed in the at-bat, blah, blah, blah. And I get that when you see big picture. But in the moment, that's a terrible take. The payoff. Down and away ball forced to the Book of Eli. Will head on down to first. I think they were trying to get out of Snicker what he thought about that strike, but he went straight to ho-hum is what it is. And I know you can't argue every ball and strike, but the fact of the matter is our dugout doesn't argue any of them. So they get walked over. First pitch on the way to the Drake is on the way and swung on. That ball is hammered into right field. It's going to be a 2-out single, and we got something cooking here in the second inning.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Drake Baldwin takes the first pitch and smokes it into right field as a fastball right down Main Street. Those you don't mind someone swinging first at. Nick Allen now the batter, the number 9 hitter. First pitch on the way. 94 off the paint. It's 1-0. Telfott struggling a little bit with control, especially on the outer edge against righties. He's been missing the plate. You'd like to take advantage of that before he figures it out. The 1-0 from Fott brings it. Sinker right there at the knees. 1-1. He's only at 26 pitches, so even with the trouble that he got into in the first inning, he's at a really good pitch count. The 1-1, swing and a miss, sweeper over the top 1-2. So 1-2 to Allen. Runners at first and second with good speed. Here's the pitch. Swing, chops it down the third base line, but just foul. Do it again, 1-2. If you remember last year when the Diamondbacks were at the end trying to make the playoffs, and they were essentially eliminated on that final day because the Braves had, is the 1-2 pitch. Caught looking, strike 3. Man, you got to swing at the bat at there. Come on, Nick. Get in the game, son. Maybe change that haircut. That's kind of a, those of y'all can see it. Look like someone stuck a bowl on his damn head. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Okay, y'all, so I know y'all like your women a little curvy, and I am a people pleaser, down to the bone. So I just found out I have a mild case of scoliosis. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I truly do everything in my power to make y'all happy.
Ireland has been ranked as one of the top 10 most miserable countries in the world. We've been trying our best, and it's great to see our work being recognised. It's not so much that we're all miserable, it's just that being happy in Ireland is considered very rude. It's not like in America, oh, how was your day? Oh, my day is going great. Unacceptably selfish thing to say. If you're having a good day, keep it to yourself. I've enough on my plate without worrying about how great everything is going for you. If you're having a conversation in Ireland, your goal is to find something you can both complain about as quick as possible. Also, if somebody compliments you, you have to ruin it. Your t-shirt is lovely. Where did you get it? Oh, it was really cheap and I'm very fat looking in it. It doesn't matter.
I
I never worry about my guy cheating on me. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind. But I do believe that he gets upset with me and turns the hot water heater down. And I'm not sure which betrayal is worse, because if you've ever tried to shave your legs with goosebumps, you completely understand where I'm coming from. I think I'd just rather have him cheat on me.
These pickup games he played as a kid in Las Vegas on Sunday mornings. They would meet at a field. There was an old scout there called Ralph Madar.
I drugged my brother along one time. He started throwing, and Ralph said, wow.
Ralph said that movement and location is more important than velocity. He was teaching me how to pitch in the big leagues. He wasn't teaching me how to pitch in high school. He was teaching me how to pitch beyond that.
And so he learned early on that moving the baseball was more important than throwing it hard.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Spencer Schwellenbach goes to work. First pitch, 93 at the knees to Suarez. Ugh, be careful of that. It's 0-1. Eugenio Suarez belted 4 home runs yesterday against the Braves. The 0-1. Slider down and away. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Schwellenbach, 15th pitch of the day is swing and a miss. Slider on the outer edge, 1-2. I know someone's not going to go up and hit a home run every time they go to bat, but I don't want to poke that bear. Someone's that red hot. They're seeing the ball well. The 1-2. Try to get a slider to chase, but that was well off the plate. 2-2. So a 2-2 count from Schwelly. 85 in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-2. Full count. Brings it. 96 up top, misses. High inside. Ball 4. So he walks Suarez, but you can't really blame Schwellenbach. You're pitching around a guy who just hit 4 consecutive home runs. The last one to tie the game last night. You'd like to be aggressive, but he was trying to go up top inside to jam him for a strikeout, but just missed the spot. Alec Thomas, the batter, he's got good speed. First pitch, swing and a miss, 97. It's 0-1. Braves infield is back into the right. Essentially, Riley's by his lonesome over there, playing very shallow short just off the third base bag. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Schwellenbach, swing, chopper back to the mound. Schwellenbach throws off his back foot. Terrible throw into the outfield. It's going to be an error on the pitcher, and they've got runners at second and third. Got a little greedy there. Try to throw off his back foot to try to speed up the play. They were never going to turn 2. He jumps and then throws off his back foot. He's better off just taking the easy out at first. He was so concerned with trying to make it quick as opposed to accurate. If he comes to his set on his foot, he probably gets the lead runner, and then you would have a runner at first with 1 out. But instead, second and third, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Gurriel, 98 below the knees. It's 1-0. So all this is his own doing here. You got an error, and then before that, a walk. Braves infield playing back because last thing you want to do is have a big crooked number hit. The 1-0. Slider down and away. 2-0. 2-0 count to Yuri Gurriel. Sorry, Lourdes Gurriel. Thinking of the other guy that came signed by the Braves, but we never brought him up last year. The 2-0. Swing. Pounded towards center field. Coming in, making the catch is Harris. He'll throw it to third, rightfully so. Keep the runner at second at a scoring position. Gurriel with the sac fly, and Schwellenbach's coughed up 2 runs here in 2 innings. I know what's in Schwellenbach's mind there. He's an ex-shortstop, so he's trying to make the fantastic play, but sometimes the right play is just make the smart play. Because you still would have had Suarez standing at second with 1 out, and he does not have great speed, so the threat of the steal isn't there. Thomas, on the other hand, who stands at second as the first pitch is inside for a ball, it's 1-0. He does have very good speed. He could steal third on Drake, especially with the right-handed batter, makes it a much tougher throw. 1-0, swing, comebacker. Schwellenbach's got the runner caught in a pickle, and it's Schwell to Riley to Ozzie to Schwell. He'll tag him on the throat, 2 away. Schwellenbach checks on him, but the runner, no harm done. He makes it all the way down to second. If you make that play a little crisper, you would have had the runner at first, but once you get that many tosses back and forth in the pickle, there's just no way to prevent the runner from taking second base. So 2 down. Tawa will replace Thomas. The only good thing about that whole deal is that Thomas, center fielder with much better speed, not that Tawa is slow, as the first pitch misses outside to Herrera. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Swing, chops it hard over to Olsen. Olsen has it, flips it over to Schwellenbach, and that will end the inning. But not before they tack on another run. Be interesting to see if they call that an earned run or not. We'll check on that when we come back.
My parents couldn't just raise me to be a dainty little princess who gets spoiled by their man. No, they made me the man. And now here I am spending my Sunday looking for a bar oil for my chainsaw. Most women probably don't even know what bar oil is. God, Fred.
Everyone has their opinion when it comes to unbreakable records, but Hack Wilson's 191 RBIs in 1930, in my opinion, will never be broken. Let's not forget, in 1930 they played 8 less games than they do now. He batted cleanup. The 3 spots in front of him in the lineup had 120 doubles and 44 triples that season. 2 of the 3 had non-base percentage over 400. Plain and simple, there was a lot of ducks on the pond when he came to the plate. Hack didn't get off to a strong start. In his first 18 games of the season, he only drove in 11 runs. Although he had 56 home runs that season, none of them were grand slams. Even if you take away all of the times he scored when he hit a home run, he would still have 135 RBIs. In August alone, he had 53 RBIs. Not only did he lead the league in RBIs, he also led the league in walks. He almost had as many RBIs as he had hits. He finished the season with 208 hits, which was only 17 more than his RBI total. What do you think? Will anyone ever break this record, or do you think it's unbreakable?
I knew absolutely nothing about baseball. Nothing. And people would talk like, oh yeah, he's really good. I didn't know what that meant. Originally, my best friend liked Greg and pointed him out to me. And I'm like, oh, well, that kid's pretty skinny. I can remember my first thought.
We met at a party. I was hungry. She was really good looking. And so I asked her to go eat.
We had our first date at a Mexican place. He says he doesn't remember ordering a hamburger, but I know he for sure did. Yeah, started kind of going to some of his games and just kind of grew from there.
I knew at that time, little brother was like really good. And all of a sudden it was like, you quit playing the other sports and just focus on baseball and chasing a dream. 84 draft came around and the Cubs were drafting like 3rd.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball, your Atlanta Braves. Top of the order, trailing by 2. Man, we got some good news out of Washington. I quit paying attention to the game as the first pitch on the way is 93 up top. It's 1-0. The New York Mets playing the Washington Nationals. And for all intents and purposes, the 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball's going to get dropped down for a base hit. And Dr. Doogie got himself another base hit.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger. Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going and we want him to stay that way.
He wasn't really considered the ace, but he's really turned into the ace of the staff so far. Tyler McGill went 6 strong as a first pitch on the way to Austin Riley's off the plate, called for a strike. Another bad one by Vondrick. You can see it right there on your screen. It's 0-1. Verdugo at first. 0-1. Tried to chase a fastball up high, but it was well off the plate. 1-1. Back to the Mets and Nationals. McGill, who has really turned into their ace, he went 6 strong with 9 strikeouts, gave up 3 earned runs, but at one point the Mets led this game. Is the 1-1 swing, fouls it back, sinker, rattled back foul. 1-2. The New York Mets jumped out to a 6-0 lead, and then at one point led the game 7-1 going into the bottom of the 7th. Washington scored 5 and then 2 more in the bottom of the 9th to walk them off. 1-2, swing, chops it foul. Do it again. The loss was put on Stanek. So if you're wondering, no, Diaz did not pitch. They've won a bunch of games recently, so that probably had a lot to do with it. But you wonder if a team who's played the easiest schedule so far in major leagues, if that could just put a little doubt into them and unravel them a little bit. 1-2. Good Lord, Riley swings at 1, about 6 feet off the plate. 1 away. He really is dumbfounding this year. There are games where he looks like he is locked in, and other games where he looks like he's never played the sport before. That pitch, easily, I exaggerated with the 6 feet, but it was easily 2 feet off the plate. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, first pitch on the way. He's right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. His first at bat was the deep fly ball that turned into the double play that shouldn't have been. Vondrick blew the call at the plate, and then it was not overturned in New York. The 0-1. Sweeper misses. 1-1. Philly, if you're wondering, they play tonight against the Cubs on ESPN in Wrigley. 1-1 count, runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swing, rifles it foul down the line. 1-2. On the big power bats, the right-hand power bats, Fott has been pretty much spending the whole time on the outer part of the plate. See if he switches that up down the road, but so far, that's all you've seen. They set up inside now. 1-2. Misses high. 2-2. 2-2 count. Mariners lead the Marlins 4-1 in the second. Good news for Braves country. The 2-2 pitch, outside wide, 3-2. Other games in your out-of-town scoreboard. Astros 7-3 over the Royals in the 9th. Brewers 7-1 over the Cardinals in the 8th. Reds are up by a touchdown over the Rockies in the 6th. They flip it over to first. 7-0 Cincinnati. Rangers 2-1 over the Giants in the 2nd in San Fran. White Sox and A's are knotted at 1 in the 3rd. The full count, payoff pitch, swing, hits it over to 3rd, and that's going to be a 5, 4, 3 as he gently throws it down a rainbow. Marcell no longer runs. I think that injury, there's more to it than meets the eye. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
If you ain't at Chick-fil-A, then where you at? I'm at Popeyes because I'm black.
Stop telling women on the internet how beautiful they are and go say it to your wife.
Okay, well, she might like it.
Hey, honey, did you know that these women on the internet are beautiful?
You know, in my experience, all the people that said I was negative and challenging were just angry that I was on to them. Yeah. Gotcha, bitch!
Do people still say bound chicka wow wow? I feel like if I said that to a child, not a child, I just feel like what the f? If like a teenager heard that saying, they'd be like, what? That's what I meant.
The day of the draft was the day of our class trip. We were going to go to Hawaii, and the draft was going to start about an hour before I took off for that flight. You know, there was talk that I could go in the first round, so, you know, I thought, well, okay.
Chicago Cubs select 0965.
I remember being at the airport, calling home, and did I get drafted? And they said, no, you didn't get drafted.
I remember they picked Drew Hall, you know, strapping left-hander out of Kentucky. 6'4", left-handed, you know, sure. You know, you're 5'11", you weigh $145. No, I don't think so. We're gonna bet on the 6'4" guy, you know.
Okay, that concludes the first round. We're gonna pause for a moment right now.
Hopped on the plane, went to Hawaii. When I landed, I called back home, and they said, yeah, you got drafted in the second round. The Cubs took you. You know, enjoy your 5 days in Hawaii on your class trip, and you could report when you get back to the States.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac McGee, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Spencer Schwellenbach will go back to work. First pitch swinging by Corbin Carroll was smoked down the line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it just bends foul. Maybe 10 feet right of the foul pole, 15 at the most. I don't think I ever completed that thought earlier. Is the 0-1 pitch. Down below the knees, 1-1. Schwellenbach was not charged with an earned run in the second inning. The error that was on him is the 1-1 swing and a miss splitter. 1-2. They don't show it on the screen, but every time Corbin Carroll swings and misses at a pitch, I've seen it all weekend, his helmet damn near comes off. It just juggles around like it might be 3 or 4 sizes too big. The 1-2, 97 inside, 2-2. I've always found that a little ironic when the pitcher doesn't get an earned run put on him when he was the one that caused the error. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to first. Will it stay fair? It will. Olson's got it. He'll pitch it over to Schwellenbach, who's covering the bag. 1 away. What I really hate about that big picture, the Schwellenbach error, man, I want to see the guy win a Gold Glove this year. And those types of stats matter when people go to vote because they're not watching every game. They're looking at how many errors you have. First pitch on the way to Perdomo. 4-seamer off the edge. It's 1-0. Sunday afternoon baseball. Appreciate y'all spending your Sunday here with us. As the 1-0 swing hit hard on the ground. Worm burner, but right at Ozzie. Ozzie flips it to Olson. 2 away. If you're just joining us, the Braves should have a run on the board. A bad call by home plate umpire Vondrick was then upheld by review, but very indicative of the play. When they came back from the review, they said the call stands. So it wasn't upheld, it stood because I think they felt like they didn't have enough video evidence to overturn. His first pitch on the way to Smith is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1 curveball misses 1. But where Vondrick is taught to stand on a play like that, he was standing in the right spot, but he realistically needed to be behind the plate to see Verdugo, his hand hit the plate before he was tagged. Instead, he's standing behind the catcher. That's how they're taught to do that play, the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. 2-2 count. Schwellenbach with 2 strikeouts on the day. looking for number 3. Or just a clean inning altogether, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him, got the K, and got his first 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Your Atlanta Braves. Middle of the order is due up when we return.
I don't think he went to school nowhere. If he went to school, he didn't learn nothing.
You don't go into the other team's clubhouse. I'm sorry, but if I'm on that team, I'm going, get the bleep out of here. We'll see you on the field. You don't need to be in the other team's clubhouse. If you play on the other team, you'll see him on the field. I know times have changed. I don't care about fraternization. I don't care about pimping homers. I don't care about any of that. You don't walk into my clubhouse. You just don't. If I would have gone into the other team's clubhouse, even if you leave on good terms, in the clubhouse, somebody would have been like, get the out of here now.
Have you seen a player while you were playing head into an opposing clubhouse?
Not one time in 13 seasons did I ever see this. You know, to me, this was on Kevin Cash. You got to know, like, man, come on, man. These other guys are in here trying to prepare for a game. Look, there's many ways to sneak around in a clubhouse and in the stadium if you want to see a guy besides, you know, strolling him through the actual clubhouse, coach's office, or, you know, even in the cage. I have nothing wrong even meeting in the cage, you know, in the tunnel. But the clubhouse has always been sacred.
You don't go into the other team's clubhouse.
Baby, you can play with your taxes. You can play with your ass. You can play with your rent. But not me. Good day, my love.
Well, you know, first time away from home. I was 18. You know, you go from Vegas to Pikeville, Kentucky. I mean, it's a pretty drastic difference. You know, we stayed in the dorms, and I was, like, baffled that there was no place to eat at 9 o'clock at night. Everything was closed. Jim Ferry was our first manager, and, you know, he was from the South, had the Southern Alabama accent, and, you know, he would always, like, start every sentence off, listen up, all right, y'all suck, okay? Ain't none of you good enough to get to the big leagues. So y'all, you better get the names and addresses, everybody, because half you mother aren't going to be around here next year.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Welcome back. I'm showing a picture of a long hot dog on the screen as we come back to play as the first pitch on the way. 92 sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. Curious what everybody's eating on this Sunday afternoon. Is the 0-1 outside wide 1-1. Got some ribs that I'm going to kick up tonight. 1-1 count. Swing pops it up. Can of corn over at third. Suarez make the easy fair catch. What away. Mark's wanting to know if Ozuna's going to leave next year. Yeah, it's a good question because I'm a little surprised they haven't extended him yet. It's the first pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies, 94. Inside it's 1-0. But he may be wanting to test the market himself, and he may feel like he's going to get a lot more elsewhere. 1-0. Swing! That ball's belted down the line, foul and out of play. It's 1-1. Ozzie 0 for 1, 1 pitch, 1 out. As we've seen a lot here in this slump of his. He usually has much better at bats later in the game. The 1-1. Fists that one foul inside 1-2. My heart of hearts thinks that the Braves try to give him a fair contract and keep him. Because him being a designated hitter, I don't think is the 1-2 pitch. Chase that one. Good Lord. That was an Austin Riley strikeout. 2 away. He was waving at that thing as Fott was raising his glove to start his windup. He's not going to command the kind of money that some of these really big free agents, because the truth of the matter is, A, his age, and B, he can't play defense, so he has no value for a team like that. First pitch on the way to Harris. Well, he pulled an Ozzie and chops it over to first. So Ozzie pulls a Riley, and Harris pulls an Ozzie 1, 2, 3. We didn't do much there, and we also kept the pitch count down for Fott. So, great job there, Tim Heyer. You're really making a difference. We'll be back in a flash.
What are you doing?
Dude, I am so sick of you yelling at me.
I'm so sick of you watching those videos.
Tutorials? Mind your business. Yes, I tell you this every time and you don't believe me, and that's a you problem, not a me problem. You don't know because you're not over here watching it. This girl right here? No, you listen. Oh my God! She was teaching us ladies how to tape up our boobies, so when you're wearing nothing but a blazer, they will stay. And that's what I was watching. And you always come in here wanting to yell at me and reverse parent roles over here. Yeah, huh?
Hi, is this witness protection? Yeah, so I tried learning how to play my husband's video game and ended up accidentally deleting all his progress. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm all packed. I'll wait on the curb. Thanks.
I love baseball, but I hated being away from home. That was a huge adjustment for me right there.
We're riding on crappy buses. People aren't really, we're not friends. We're 24 guys drafted and nobody knows anybody.
We talk on the phone for 3 hours at a time, and he was just like, man, this is rough, it's lonely. It's hard. You're fitted for yourself.
It was basically, I'm going home. And I said, why?
I hated being away from home for the first time, really homesick.
He was having a rough time, and he called me up, and I said, well, you're going to stick around, right? And he goes, we'll see.
You knew he was kind of just right on the fence.
I wanted him to not quit because he was homesick. If you're brutal and you're getting just killed out there, well, maybe, but that wasn't the case, so.
One of the older guys, Bob Mandeville, took me in.
I'm like, Greg, you can't quit. You got a great career ahead of you.
He made the downtime more fun. We started playing cards together. Wasn't as homesick anymore. Started to enjoy being around the guys, making new friends, teammates. It was just kind of a grown-up experience for me, probably more so than anything.
Welcome back. Schwellenbach goes back to work, 94 inside. Naylor, the designated hitter today, had been playing first base. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Struck out his first time up to 1-0. Swing, chops it towards the first base side, but plenty foul on the ground. 1-1. One thing that I'll say about the whole Ozuna thing is, if you go by the history of the Braves, if he gets to free agency, they haven't brought one back yet. So if he gets to free agency, somebody's going to throw him more money than he's worth, as the 1-1 pitch is scorched into right center field. That's down for a base hit. Naylor runs about as fast as we do, so he'll only be at second as he barely lumbers in there. But it's a leadoff double, and Schwellenbach in trouble again. He had a clean inning in the third, but other than that, there's been ducks all over the pond. He hasn't been dominant, Schwellenbach, either. So I guess my point is, if we don't see him get extended around the All-Star break, because that's when the Braves have done it, he's probably walking, or if he's walking, somebody will overpay. Is the first pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. And when you think, well, no, the Braves will meet, no, they won't, because what will happen is somebody will overpay him because they'll think that that's the spark they need. And it'll be someone who has more money available as the first pitch, as the 0-1 pitch is swung on, dropped into right field. Ozzie will stop the ball from getting very far, but Suarez essentially had an infield single. It was a rainbow. We'll change the view now so you can. Runners on the corners and nobody out. That was a soft hit ball, but because the defense was playing Suarez to pull, it dropped over Olsen's head, and Ozzie had no chance. He was on the other side of the planet when the ball was hit. So in a traditional defense, it's an easy L4. Or F4, actually, it was hit so softly. First pitch on the way to Thomas is right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. But you think of somebody who has money to spend that would think, well, maybe he can fix our offense, a team like Seattle. The 0-1 swing, rifles it down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is fair. It's off the wall. Poorly played by Verdugo. And here comes the throw to home plate. One run is in. He'll be out. And the Arizona Diamondbacks have taken a 3-0 lead, although Suarez is out at the plate. Naylor easily came home to score. Verdugo to Allen, and Allen fired a missile to home plate. Baldwin easily got the runner. But Thomas, with good speed, was going around the bases, knowing that nobody was paying attention to him. First pitch on the way to Gurriel. Swing and a miss at that slider. It's 0-1. Schwellenbach hasn't had it today either, much like Sale and Holmes, for that matter, last night. So we're going to need some runs to win this one. First pitch on the way off that 0-1 is a slider outside wide. 1-1. The infield is in. Thomas. He's got to stay pretty close to third because Riley's playing even with the bag. 1-1. Down and in. Did he go around? Looked like he did. He did. 1-2. Chase that splitter. Schwellenbach could use a big strikeout here. Standing on deck is Tawa, the 8-hitter. The 9-hitter Herrera is in the hole. If he could get a strikeout here, he may be able to limit the damage to just the one run this inning. 1-2. See what Baldwin dials up for Schwell. The pitch. Swing, pops it up. Lost the bat. Can of corn. Allen will make the catch in the middle of the grass in the infield. A big out, number 2. I think he... Take another look at this. As that pitch went away, I think what got him to pop it up like that is he was trying to stop his swing and loosen the grip, and then when the ball hit the bat, just shot out of his hands. Tawa, the batter, righty-righty. The infield will move back now. First pitch on the way, 97 at the knees. It's 0-1. We'll move the view back behind home plate now. The infield back. You got Thomas at third and 2 outs, but the game right now is at the plate. The 0-1. Swing, chopper back up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Allen turns, fires, pirouettes. What a stab by Matt Olson. A backhanded stab, and a pretty nifty play by Little Nicky. Just in the nick of time, we get out of the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country, trailing by only 3.
What you da? I don't know. Yarana yastara. Anarana.
With a nickname like Stan the Man, you know Stan Musial was something special. How good of a hitter was he? One player said he could hit 300 with a fountain pen. He started out as a pitcher before a shoulder injury ended that chapter of his career. He had 3,266 more at-bats than Ted Williams, but 13 fewer strikeouts. He hit no less than .310 for 16 consecutive seasons. In his first 5 full seasons, he won 2 batting titles and 2 MVPs. Even though he was an exceptional hitter, which is evident by his 7 batting titles, he wasn't above putting the team first. His 35 sacrifice bunts are more than Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams combined. He won 3 MVP awards in his career, but even more impressive, he received MVP votes in 18 of his 22 seasons. In his first 9 seasons, he had more doubles than he had strikeouts. A pitcher once said you were better off throwing 4 wild ones and trying to pick him off at first base. His 12 walk-off home runs are second only to Jim Thome. Despite missing an entire season to serve in the Navy, he still held 17 big league records and 29 National League records at his retirement. One of the greatest hitters of all time.
Hey, y'all better look the
out today. My crayons are sharp, the box is full, my bottle of glue's topped off, and my helmet's on tight, baby. We about to rism with the tism. Let's get with it.
Had to be a learning process for you.
Well, I learned a lot. I pretty much learned how to live. I mean, you have to adapt to your new environment, and I learned all the do's and don'ts.
I was in AAA at the end of the year, and, I had a pretty good summer, and, I kind of expected to get called up.
In 1986, he gets called up in September after being very good in the minor leagues, and he's only 20 years old.
Turn around, and I get pulled over for speeding. It's my first ticket, and, I'm nervous. Cop pulls you over, you're 20 years old, and he writes me the ticket, and Chico goes, "Damn." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "My wallet's right here." So I turned around, got a ticket, and then we turned back around and went to Chicago.
In the last 2.5 years just zipped right by, and here I am. I couldn't ask for anything better right now.
First pitch to the Book of Eli was right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 from Fott. Misses 1-1. Try to clean that screen up for you real quick. 1-1 count. Eli walked his first time up. Pitch. Outside wide. Tried to chase that sweeper. 2-1. That's how they pitched him his first time. Really trying to work the outside edge, and that's what led to the walk. Love to get a walk to start off this inning. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Sweeper pulled the string on that one. That was a pretty pitch. 2-2. Braves trail 2-2. Or, sorry, 3-0. I'm reading the count in my head. The 2-2 count. Outside wide. Full count. He's really trying to push that outer edge of the zone. The good news in Braves country, we have won the series, and the Mets collapsed today and lost to the Nats. The payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's laced down the left field line. That's going to be up against the wall. It's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the Book of Eli, flying around first, heading to second, and it's a leadoff double for the Book of Eli, your 2025 All-Star. He is having a week, isn't he? Wow. He was hitting the ball well in spring training. And I didn't understand when we came out of spring training why he was getting no at-bats. They were force-feeding Kelnick against right-handed batters. Okay, I get it. You've made a financial commitment to him. You're trying to work something out. But Eli deserved many more at-bats to start the year. First pitch on the way to the Drake is sawed off foul. It's 0-1. Remember, before Alex Verdugo showed up, we were forcing Brian De La Cruz out there every game with Kelnick. The 0-1. Swing and a miss at the sweeper at his ankles. It's 0-2. Eli at second as the infield's back into the right. He could probably moonwalk over to third right now. The 0-2. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. There's not a lot of attention being paid to him. He could go there and steal third. You could get him home without even getting a base hit this inning. I know down 3, that's usually not the strategy, but the 0-2, swing, chops it again, trying to get him to strike out on that curveball. And with that curveball coming in, it's another reason why he should probably trying to steal third. Eli, one of the fastest in the game from pillow to pillow. The 0-2. Sweeper down and in, 1-2. It's been a heavy dose of sweepers and curveballs once they got him to that first strike. So 1-2. Brings it. Curveball again this time. 2-2. Really trying to dust him off with that. with that bender down and in. That must be the scouting report that they've gotten, is that he will swing and miss inside. The 2-2. Ooh. Sinker on the inner cut. It was a touch off the plate, but you got to swing at that one. One down. One down. Nick Allen will be the batter. I think he was sitting on off speed and just got froze by that sinker on the inner cut. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen, who struck out his first time up, is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Infield is still back into the right, so they're playing Allen to go the other way. They flip it over to second. That ball gets away, and Eli White will head on down to third. So we didn't have to steal it. We just had to will it, and Hill is in scoring position. No longer needing a base hit. All he needs is a wild pitch, a pass ball, an error, a ground ball, realistically, because they're not going to play the infield in up by 3. So he's standing over at third, 1 out. The infield is back. First pitch on the way after that is a swing and a miss strike and a sweeper on the outer edge. It's 1-1. No, Eli White's far from a rookie. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Another sweeper, swing and a miss. 1-2. I think the book's in on Allen. He doesn't make very good contact with the bender away, and it's hard for him to lay off of it. The 1-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him. About a week and a half behind that pitch, 2 away. So now it's going to take an old-fashioned either error or a base hit to get Eli home. Bad job by Drake and Nick. You got a runner at second, nobody out. You got to get him over and get him in. So it's up to Verdugo, who is 2 for 2. First pitch. Fastball misses high. It's 1-0. Infield's back into the right. Righty-lefty matchup. Fought, by the way, he's at 68 pitches. 1-0. High and out of the zone, 2-0. 2-0 count. Infield. Playing Verdugo to pull the 2-0. Swing, and just got a piece of that. Fouls it off the plate, 2-1. Eli's been up with the Braves since 2023. He's been in the major league since 2020, to clarify that question. He was a rookie in the pandemic year. The 2-1 count. Swing! That ball's hammered down the right field line. That ball's going to be down where the green grass grows. Here comes the book of Eli, and Mr. Verdugo, Dr. Doogie, is in with a 2-out double.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger. Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going, and we want him to stay that way.
Dr. Doogie, RBI double. He is now 3 for 3. That'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Maybe he can get out of his mini slump here. They're going to go out there and have a quick talk with Fott. None of the coaches are out there. This is an infield powwow. Probably to get him a breather, because I see that Arizona's bullpen is starting to stir a little bit. So they don't want to waste the coach's visit. And then the other thing is probably to just go over the strategy of how they want to pitch Riley and where the infield defense would be. They are back into the left, outfield straight away. First pitch on the way is a sweeper. Off the glove of Herrera and in the dirt. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. 93 miles an hour. Touch below the knees. Ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Braves trail 3-1. Verdugo standing at second with 2 outs. The 2-0 to Riley. Swing! That ball's hammered over to third. Backhanded by Suarez. He should have the easy play. He does, and that'll end the inning. Hard hit ball, but right into the teeth of the defense. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves have cut the lead to 2. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
Boy, I go out and party every weekend, boy. Man, my still in recovery mode, boy. I ain't even get up and go to work today. You feel me, boy, for real, oh God. Real, boy, I already did get home to 9 o'clock Sunday damn morning. Probably fell out, slept for about a couple hours till my phone started ringing. My baby mama calling. I'm like, God, I just went to sleep. You don't get your big tartar sauce smelling on my phone. Reason why your body made like supposed to be in a wheelchair somewhere. Boy, I gave that the blues, boy, for real. And hung up, made me so mad I just got up. Get what I did? Just started drinking again. Boy, I got sat around and started drinking again. Everything got drunk from Saturday night. All this came back, boy. Say, boy, I woke up this morning, boy, I looked up, boy, that my body said, boy, you ain't finna do today.
Here are the ground rules. You can punch me, kick me, pull my hair. I am A-OK being stabbed. Biting and scratching are on the table. You can use fire.
These are the ground rules? Is there anything off limits?
Damn, man. You got something really sick you want to do, huh? Oh, you little pervert. All right, I like it.
First start was pretty cool. Grew up a huge Reds fan. Sure enough, I got my first start in Cincinnati.
Well, a child shall lead them. Greg Maddox was 20 in April.
One of the coolest things in that game was Pete Rose was player manager back then. And that was one of the guys I idolized as a kid. And he put himself into pitch hit against me in the 8th inning. He hit a one-hop missile. Exit velocity was probably 90, 95 in today's terms.
I really have never seen anybody that getting outs look so easy.
Ground ball, they're going to get one at least. Cubs win. And everybody congratulating the 20-year-old kid. In his first start in the big leagues, he not only wins, but pitches a complete game.
Welcome back. Schwellenbach goes back to work. First pitch, cutter up top. For a strike, it's on 1. He's at 54 pitches, so his pitch count's actually pretty good. He's scattered 3 runs through 4 innings. 2 of them earned. The 0-1 to Herrera, the number 9 hitter. Swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. He has 3 strikeouts on the day and 1 walk, 4 hits. Just got to keep them close till we get to the 8th inning, right? The 0-2. Swing, pops it up. Can of corn. Ozzie calling everybody off. He'll make the catch about 7 or 8 feet right of the second base bag. 1 away. One down. Tell you what, of all the things I'll hear today, I think the thing's gonna make me laugh the most is that last clip where he's talking about get your tartar sauce smelling butt out of my phone. Of First pitch on the way to Corbin Carroll misses. It's 1-0. I don't know what the reference is, but that's just funny. The 1-0. Slider just below the knees. 2-0. Carroll 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. Imperative to keep him off the base paths. The 2-0. 97, nowhere near the zone. 3-0. He's really gun shy here with Carroll. 3-0 count. He can cause just as much, if not more, damage on the base paths. The 3-0. 96 up top, 3-1. He gets on. It's almost an automatic double with his speed. Standing on deck is Perdomo. I'm Schwellenbach. I just challenge him because I don't want him scurrying around the paths. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter. Right down Main Street, but had enough movement on it where he swung over the top. Full count. So he's worked himself back to a full count. Infield back into the right, the payoff pitch. Caught, looking strike 3. Cutter at the knees. He got caught watching the paint dry. 2 away. You're listening over on our Facebook feed. We're about to end it. Jump over to YouTube. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Braves Country Radio on YouTube, just like Facebook. First pitch on the way is a curveball to Perdomo right there at the strike. It's 0-1. The link is in the chat as well. The 0-1 swing, hammered down the first base side, just foul. So an 0-2 count. Bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Swing. Chops it down the first base side. We'll do it again. Arizona 3, Braves 1. Tomorrow we head to Colorado. Another late start. 8:40 first pitch the next 2 nights, and then we have a 3:10 getaway day on Wednesday before we head back home. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. And of course, when we return, that's the Dodger series. They come to Atlanta. We try to repay them the sweep. 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. It's a Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. All 3 games are at just after 7 o'clock. 7:15, 7:15, and 7:10. 2-2 count. Swing. That ball's belted. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is gone. Jammed right down the A-gap. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Cooked past the foul pole. And Perdomo makes it 4-1. Man, was that ball smoked. Hard hit ball. That ball got out in a hurry.
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry. You know, anything travels that far, to have a damn stewardess on it, don't you think?
First pitch on the way. Curveball, down and away. It's 1-0. Pavin Smith, the batter, the 1-0, swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Pitch. Below the knees, called for a strike. Smith didn't like it. Can't say I blame him on that one. That was a pretty bad call. The 1-2 from Schwell in the dirt. 2-2. Two count. Schwellenbach sitting at 4 strikeouts on the day, going for number 5. Here's the pitch. Chop foul off the foot. Braves trail 4-1. Have the middle of the order due up in the top of the 6th. The 2-2 to Smith. Schwellenbach, 74th pitch of the day. In the dirt, 3-2. The full count. The pitch. Oh, looking strike 3. Four-seamer right down the pipe, and that'll end the inning. But up for Arizona tacks another one on the board. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Why are you singing so funny?
Why?
Because. What do you call a man that refuses to fart in public? I don't know. A private tutor.
Bo knows facts, so here are some Bo Jackson facts to brighten your day. He hit at least 20 home runs 4 different times, despite never playing in more than 135 games in a season. In 1990, Bo Jackson tied an MLB record for most consecutive games with a home run, the last one off of Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. So how strong was he? So strong, he once called timeout, which wasn't granted, and still managed to hit the pitch over the left field wall despite taking one hand to call timeout before the pitch. In 1989, his 448-foot home run and his stolen base in the second inning made him only the second player to do them in the same All-Star game, the other being the legendary Willie Mays. He once hit 3 home runs at Yankee Stadium, and might have hit a 4th if he didn't hurt himself trying to make a diving catch on a hit by Deion Sanders. He had one of the best arms in the game. The ball looked like it was shot out of a cannon. What if Bo had just concentrated on baseball? How good he could have been.
If you have a masturbation addiction, you will either beat it or beat it.
You know, we're going to see Greg Maddox's older brother by a year, I think it is, Mike pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies Tuesday.
Mike got called up that same year in '86, so it was this interesting rivalry, even though Mike was a couple of years older.
That first one was, it was historic. It's never happened before, that rookie brothers oppose one another.
It was not fun pitching against him because, this guy you've pulled for your whole life.
I was nervous as hell. I ain't going to lie to you.
We had faced each other 1,000 times in the backyard, and then to have the opportunity to do it, on a big league field was pretty cool.
He's out there pitching, and it's like I'm watching him throw a Little League game.
There's a strike call, a fastball.
Look at him. He's out there dominating.
Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Marcell Ozuna, the batter. Fought just 74 pitches in. Drops a sinker below the knees, called for a low strike number 1. It's 0-1. It's sitting on your screen on top of the zone, but it fell below it. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. Sometimes this AI, they register it where it was framed. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. In fact, the more and more I've paid attention to it, I think it's going off of the catcher's glove and not where the ball is being hit or being thrown. When we first started doing this, I thought it had something to do with the way the pitch track resonates on all the other screens, but it doesn't. The 1-2 count, swing, broken bat. That ball smoked through the middle. I don't know how in the world Marcell Ozuna got that much smoke on that hit. The bat shattered in half just above the bat handle. It went flying through the infield. Perdomo diving for it. Couldn't get to it because it was hit that hard. Man, something like that happened, you almost expect cork to come flying out of the bat. He smoked that pitch. Matt Olson stands in. First pitch on the way. Outside wide. Changeup. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Just misses the outer edge, 2-0. It was off the plate, but he's been calling some wide ones on the Braves today. That time he called it straight. So a 2-0 count. I hear you, Charlie. A 2-0 count. Swing. Fouls it down the left field line. That'll bend plenty out of play. Matt Olson, 0 for 2. Batting just .223. Really waiting for him to wake up and start getting hot because you need that presence in the middle of the lineup. The 2-1 pitch, outside wide, 3-1. I don't think it helps that Ozzie Albies, who's in such a bad slump, hits behind Olson. I think they're willing to walk. Most teams are willing to walk him and Ozuna because they have such a lack of speed to get to Ozzie. The 3-1 swing, lifts it into center field, drifting back, making the catches. Alec Thomas. Pretty well hit ball, but it was right into the defense. They were playing him pretty much straight away. Didn't take long for him to get over to them and make the catch. 1 on, 1 out. Ozzie Albies. Open stance from the left side, the first pitch. 93 off the dish. It's 1-0. Man, could we use a big left-handed hit by Ozzie. The 1-0. Swing. Hits it high, but not very deep. It'll take a while to come down, but it will do so in the glove of Corbin Carroll for a quick out number 2. Two down. They really ought to think about, Eli White's primary position, second base. Just give Ozzie a day off to kind of mentally reset and let Eli play second. Stick one of the other guys in the outfield. Because at some point, as the first pitch on the way, the changeup off the edge, that's 0-1. These guys just start pressing so much because they want to do well that they get inside their own heads. The 0-1 swing, hits it. Line drive right at second base. That's a guy that's not struggling, but he hit that one right to Tawa. That'll end the inning. Braves fail to score after putting the leadoff runner on. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 6th we go here in the desert.
If you sneeze and I say God bless you, the only thing you should say is thank you. I don't need to hear all of this. How did you get in my house? Why is my window broken? I'm calling the police. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Hey, what do you call a policewoman that does all those chalk outlines? Tracy.
10 things you didn't know about Theodore Samuel Williams. He disliked the name Teddy and even went as far as amending his birth certificate to say Theodore instead. He had offers from the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Yankees while he was still in high school. His major league debut was the only game which featured both Williams and Lou Gehrig playing against each other. In 1940, he made his only appearance as a pitcher. He went 2 innings, allowing 1 run on 3 hits, and even struck out a batter. In his autobiography, he stated that his eyes were probably shut on his 1941 All-Star Game walk-off home run. In 1949, he set the MLB record when he got on base in 84 straight games. He was once fined for spitting on a fan who was taunting him after he dropped a fly ball off the bat of Mickey Mantle in Fenway Park. He homered in his last at-bat of his career on September 28, 1960. He almost hit 400 a second time in 1957, but he fell 5 hits short of accomplishing the feat. He took hitting advice from a 14-year-old who told him to dry his bats in an oven to release the moisture they picked up from the playing field and return them to their original weight.
On July 25th, 1966, at Cooperstown, New York, Ted Williams was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Baseball gives every American boy a chance to excel, he said. I hope someday Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson can be added here in some way. as a symbol of great Negro League players. They are not here only because they did not get a chance. 5 years later, Leroy Satchel Paige was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. First pitch to Josh Naylor's in the dirt from Schwellenbach, who's going out there for inning number 6. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on, fouled back, cutter. If Schwellenbach can get through the 6th inning, he still has the ability to have a quality start because only 3 of the runs are earned. The 1-1, that ball's going to get slapped against the shift. You'd like to see the Braves do that more often. It's a leadoff single for the Diamondbacks. I believe that was accidental. Naylor looked into the dugout kind of like, I got lucky. But it's a leadoff single. These modern day players don't understand that that's actually a good thing. Like, they think they have to pull everything over the fence for it to be considered a big hit. First pitch on the way to Suarez. Swing and a miss coming out of his shoes. It's 0-1. So the 4 home run star of last night is 1 for 1 with the walk. The 0-1. Up top for it. Are you kidding me? All right, he calls that a ball. You see where it's placed on your screen. That's pretty accurate. 1-1 count. Clint Vondrick at the plate. 1-1 chopped down the third base side. Just foul. Riley will scoop it up after it does so to make sure it doesn't turn back into fair territory. This is the Clint Vondrick show. Evidently, he wants everybody to know who's umpiring tonight because he has been awful. And Phil Cousy was pretty bad on Friday night, but I think Vondrick takes the cake this weekend. Not only did he blow the call in the first, so this should be a 4-2 game at least, but also remember, he's the guy from last night that blew the call that they eventually overturned for the Braves win the final out of the game. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Schwellenbach, 6 strikeouts. So he hit that mark. I believe it was 5.5. Maybe it might have been 4.5 today. Either way, he's hit that mark. Alec Thomas, the batter, double play gets you out of this, but he does have very good speed. The first pitch, swing and a miss, 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Curveball down and in, 1-1. Dodgers lead the Pirates 8-2. They are in the 5th inning. Mets led the Nationals 7-1 and blew that 8-7. The 1-1's chop foul, it's 1-2. There is a right-hander warming up in the Arizona bullpen, so that's good because we've had very good success on this Arizona bullpen. Brandon Pfaadt may be done. He's at 87 pitches. The 1-2 swung on, chopped over to Ozzie. Ozzie fires it to second. It's going to be a 4-6 put out. They tried to relay it down to first, but no way are you getting Alec Thomas. And that's one of those plays that I'm telling you, it's the little things. But Nick Allen should be talked to at the end of the inning and say, hey, why are you throwing it to first there? He's already crossed the bag and you're throwing it down to first. Because down the road, that could turn into an error. A number of things could happen there. You stick that thing in your pocket and you say, hey, we got the out, and we move on. Gurriel, the batter. Schwellenbach turns over and flips it over to first, keep Thomas close by. We'll put it on the action cam in case he takes off. Infield back into the left. Time is called by Gurriel. Wanting to reposition his batting gloves, I guess. Gurriel 0 for 1 with the sac fly, RBI in the second. Braves trail by 3, bottom of the 6th, but we've done this dance a lot recently. The pitch on the way, swung on that ball, scalded down the left field line. That's going to be problems. Thomas can absolutely fly. Here comes the relay, and he'll slam on the brakes. I'll tell you what, that was one heck of an effort by Alex Verdugo. The ball shot off the wall right into his glove, so he got aided by that. But a great throw prevented a run. Riley was diving to his right, backhanded, and the ball just got past his glove. That ball shot off the wall, and Verdugo's hustle and a perfect throw to Ozzie. Ozzie turned and was ready to relay it home when he realized Thomas had been, I'm sorry, not Ozzie, Allen. Allen turned and was ready to fire it home when he realized that he had been stopped by the third base coach. First pitch on the way, swung on, liner over Ozzie. Ozzie reaches and makes the catch. L4 in your scorecard. He cannot believe it. Tawa slams his helmet. We'll be back in a flash. Circle those two plays. We may have a comeback.
Change doesn't just happen. It is forged by empowered women like me and Norma Ray and the lady from The Blind Side. You know what the difference is between me and her? Blind Side's family had her back.
Okay, huddle up, everybody. Your mother's right. She's the quarterback of this family, and we need to protect her like Blindside did.
She just said the mom was blindside.
Well, she's confused. Blindside was the black kid who played tight end.
Offensive line.
Sorry, African-American kid.
Join the country club today. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis to display your Braves pride throughout the ball game. You'll also get instant access to our video drops, members-only chat, wallpapers, and more is on the way. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you should probably throw away that unopened bag of salad mix that's been sitting in your fridge for about 3 weeks.
I think there's comfort in continuity. So many things in our country have changed drastically, as they must over the years and over the decades. Violent disruptions. And although baseball has changed, its essence remains the same. It's one of the enduring institutions in our country, and I think we take some comfort from that.
Almost against my will, I got back to Fenway Park. Somehow it felt disloyal to the Brooklyn Dodgers, but it seemed crazy to let this love affair go on the rest of my life and never enjoy another team. So reluctantly, in about '67, a perfect time, I started going back to Fenway Park. And then that whole season took place, and it was such a miracle at first that they had been in 9th place the year before, and they had this impossible dream of a year, that at first I didn't see the similarities between the Red Sox and the Brooklyn Dodgers. I thought I found a winner, finally. But then the similarities set in.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Eli White. Rattled back foul behind home plate. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1. 92. On the edge, 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's rattled foul down the line. Do it again, 0-2. I'm going to reset this real quick. They are wildly slow. The 0-2. Swing, that ball's hit hard down the third base line. It is off the glove of Suarez, and Eli White's taking a wide turn at first. He'll slam on the brakes, but it's a leadoff single by the Book of Eli. Good hustle by Eli. He thought about stretching that into 2. And honestly, he gets there if he goes because the second baseman, Tawa, was unable to come up with the throw. But you can't predict that, so smart play by Eli to stay put at first. That'll bring Drake Baldwin to the plate. The Drake is 1 for 2. First pitch, swing and a miss, chasing that sweeper again. It's 0-1. We saw this the last time that he was up. They just steady diet of breaking pitches down and in. And Baldwin's got a weak spot there in his swing, evidently. The 0-1, they set up outside. The pitch. Changeup down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. The little things that can win these types of games. Circle those 2 defensive plays last inning. 1-1. Swing, hard hit ball. That's through the hole. Into right field. Carroll comes up firing the ball into the infield, but the Drake comes through with a base hit.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
The Drake got a changeup down. I'm surprised he didn't go back to that steady diet of curveballs that he could not lay off inside. But they gave him a changeup that he could handle, and he pounded it over to the right side with the first baseman holding on Eli. He had no shot. Nick Allen, wonder if he'll try to just push them along. 93 well off the plate, called for a strike. What the heck was that? It's 0-1. Clint Vondrick, just pathetic display of umpiring today. In both is the 0-1, outside wide, well outside. That time he did call it a ball. Good boy. Pat him on the head, 1-1. Both Arizona and Atlanta's broadcasts were staring straight at home plate umpire Vondrick just before that last pitch. 1-1 count. Right there on the edge. That was a strike, 1-2. I'm a little surprised they didn't have Allen bunt the runners over. I know you're down by 3, and I get all that, but Allen has seemed outmatched with Fott. If you could get those 2 runners into scoring position, you could really do something here. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. All 4 pitches have been off on the outer edge of the plate. See if they go to that again or if they change it up a little bit. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Down and away. Ball 3, 3-2. So a 3-2 count. Just need a bleeder, a blooper, a seeing eye single, anything to get that run home. The payoff pitch. Swing, hit up the middle. That'll get through for a base hit. Here comes the runner. He'll come around to score, and your Atlanta Braves have made it 4-2. Runners on first and second. That was the 100th pitch of Fott, and he might be done. Holy cow. They'll head to break. We'll take it with them. Time to turn back time here on This Date in History. On this date in 1909, the Chicago White Sox, scoring just 3 runs during the 3-game series versus the St. Louis Browns, sweep St. Louis. Chicago blanks the Browns identically 1-0 in all 3 of the Southside Park contests. On this date in 1947, a crowd of 58,000 attending Babe Ruth Day at Yankee Stadium to honor the ailing legend. Here's the Bambino promote baseball as the best game in the world. After the ceremony, the fans witness a pitching duel when Senator right-hander Sid Hudson, who scores the only run in the game, edges Spud Chandler 1-0. And on this date, 1971, Atlanta Braves outfielder Hank Aaron joins Babe Ruth and Willie Mays as the only Major League players to hit 600 career home runs. Hammer and Hank's historic homer, a 350-foot drive over the left field wall, comes off of Gaylord Perry in the third inning of the 6-5 10-inning loss to the San Francisco Giants at Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. Righty-lefty matchup now. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball out of the zone. High, it's 1-0. You were probably breaking some kind of one of their laws. You got to read the whole thing, K.A. First pitch on the way after the 1-0 is swung on and fouled back. It's 1-1. Shelby Miller is the pitcher, ex-Atlanta Brave. He has yet to give up an earned run this year. Runners on first and second, nobody out. We can tie the game without him giving up an earned run. Both of them would be charged a foul. The 1-1 inside, 1-2. Four-seam fastball that just drifted under the hands. One-two count. Brings it. Swing! That ball's hit hard through into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Drake had to slam on the brakes, but now he's off and going, and your Atlanta Braves have made it a one-run lead. That pitch was smoked into center field. Tawa went to the top of his jump to his right side, but just missed it. That's why Drake had to hold up for a second, but he had plenty of time with the outfield playing back. So 4-3 your score. Tying run now it's at third. And Austin Riley just needs a fly ball to tie this one. First pitch, swung on, foul back. It's 0-1. We'll pull it back so you can see the action. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Righty-righty matchup. The infield is back and to the left. The 0-1. Shelby Miller flips it over to first. Keeps Verdugo close by. He hasn't made much of an effort to steal this year. Had in the past, but I don't think he quite has the wheels that he once had. If he did, this game would be tied right now, if you were with us earlier. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back. Out of play, it's 0-2. Shelby Miller was the arm we sent to Arizona years ago in the trade that brought Dansby Swanson to the Braves. He was a starting pitcher and has since fell out of that role as he had many years of struggles and injuries. Now he's back as a reliever and he's been darn good for a few stops along the way. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Riley is really struggling. What a way. One down. Marcell Ozuna will be the batter. Ozuna, he's got to be aware of that splitter, because they would love for him to hit a ground ball. He's an automatic double play if he gets it on the ground. Infield still playing back in double play depth. with the 1-run lead. The first pitch, swing and a miss. Swiped at the sweeper. Off the edge, it's 0-1. Marcel 1 for 3. The 0-1. Splitter misses. 1-1. That one was up much higher than the one Riley swung at. 1-1 count. Shelby flits it over to first. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing! That ball's fouled back, 97. Couldn't quite keep up with it. Just a touch late, it's 1-2. When he got to Riley with the 2 strikes, he went to that splitter, so that's got to be in Marcel's mind. But you can't quite sit on that split because that 97 will blow right by you. The 1-2 to the zoo. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by him. He might have been sitting on that off speed, quickly 2 down. So the Braves, who have climbed within 1 run, in danger of leaving the tying run, hung out to dry at third. Runners on the corners, and now Matt Olson will have to dial up his bat speed. First pitch, 95, misses high, 1-0. The 1-0. Righty lefty. Down and in, 95, 2-0. 2-0 count. Nick Allen is standing over at third and Verdugo at first. Allen with good speed. If anything gets away from the backstop, it should tie the game. The 2-0 to Olson. 94 misses high and out of the zone. Ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 count. Tying run at third, go ahead at first. Insurance at the plate, the 3-0. Misses high, ball 4, so they were pitching around him all the way. And talked about this earlier, but teams are willing to pitch around Matt Olson, Ozzie Albies, who's been struggling coming to the plate, especially from the left side. The big hit that he got last night was from the right side. So heading up to the pitcher's mound is the pitching coach, Brian Kaplan, going over strategy with Michael Harris standing on deck. Harris has been swinging a much hotter bat, so you got to figure Ozzie's going to see something. But he's been popping a lot of pitches up. So that strategy is in play as they break from the powwow at the mound. Almost the entire infield. Everyone but Suarez was standing up there. So we're back to business here. Bases loaded. 2 outs. First pitch, 95, misses. Called for a strike. Ozzie says something to home plate umpire Vondrick. I can't blame him. And this is when you need your manager to have your back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in. 1-1. Ducks all over the pond. We'll take a walk to tie this game. Anything to get this game knotted up at 4. Bases juice, 2 outs. The 1-1 to Ozzie. They set up high. Swing, pops it up. Another can of corn. Down the left field line. Everybody's running. An easy play by Suarez. Another giveaway at bat by the Wiz. We'll be back in a flash, but the Braves have brought it within 1. It's 4-3. Get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Hey, me out to the top. Find me something up Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the creek. Root for the You sound better tonight.
Aaron Bummer will come on to spell the 7th inning for the Braves. Braves have made this a 1-run game. That 1 run, a blown call by the home plate umpire Clint Vondrick in the first inning, and it was backed up by the replay in New York, who did not overturn the call. So they didn't say that he got it right, they just said they didn't have enough to overturn it. First pitch on the way to Herrera, right-handed batter, so a lefty-righty matchup is a sinker off the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0. 90 up top, 1-1. Been saying this for several days. I think it's finally starting to sink in elsewhere that Ozzie needs to be moved down in the orders, the 1-1. Outside wide 2-1. And not a permanent. I believe he's just in a slump, and you get him out of that slump, and you'll end up putting him back up near the middle of the lineup. The 2-1 pitch, swing, chops it back up the middle. Ozzie's got it, flips it over to Olsen. 4-3 put out, 1 away. He's not really a guy that should be hitting in the middle of a lineup anyways, to be honest with you. He doesn't have that kind of power. It really should be Michael Harris hitting in front of Ozzie. And if you're that concerned with the lefty-righty going up and down the line, then right now Eli's swinging such a good bat, he should be hitting 5th. And Michael's 6th, though I would put Michael 6th and Eli 5th. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. 1-1 count. Because Harris has shown that he can hit left-handed pitchers. So when they go to the bullpen, it's not lights out if a lefty comes in. 1-1 up top, sweeper grabs it, 1-2. One-two count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it down the first base line. Do it again. Perdomo on deck. He hit a solo shot off of Schwellenbach to make it 4-1 at the time. The 1-2 from Bummer. A little bit of a delay. It must have something to do on the field activity because all the cameras are off the action. So as they get that out of the way, Bummer comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball's hammered down the right field line. Fair ball. And Carroll's off to the races again. Eli will get the ball, but by the time they get it in, Carroll will be there with a triple sliding into third with one out. That guy is an absolute spark plug. It was a hanging slider. They were set up outside, and Bummer just missed a spot. And that ball was hit so far into the corner. They've got the weird crevice here, too. So that adds to the difficulty of playing that ball off the wall. If anybody's going to get to it in time, it's going to be Eli, but he had no chance. First pitch on the way to Perdomo is a sweeper in at his feet. He has to dance out of the way. It's 1-0. Infield is in. Trying to keep this game at 4-3. 1-0. Inside 2. Standing on deck is Smith. You'll probably get Randall Grichuk if Bummer's still in the game. The 2-0. Swing, chops it over to third. Riley's got it, brings it home, and Carroll is out at the plate. Good play by Carroll. Good play by Riley to get Carroll. Good play by Drake to block the plate as he made the catch. They should really teach Baldwin, though. Now, don't wait on him. When you get the ball like that, go to him because you know he's coming in. Go smack him in the chest, knock him down. So 1 on, 2 outs. Lefty, first pitch. They'll keep Smith in. That's interesting. Sweeper misses away. It's 1-0. I'd say it's because you've got 2 outs and they're looking at keeping Smith's bat in the game if they need it later with all the right-handers that the Braves will have coming out of the pen. 1-0, chop foul, 1-1. If they were trailing, you would definitely get Grichuk. But it makes a lot of sense. You want to keep having Smith's bat in the game. He's batting .333 on the year, even though he's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts, and he does have 4 home runs. The 1-1 runner goes. Here's the strike. Did they get him? Perdomo somehow avoids the tag from Allen. Baldwin can't believe it. The throw beat him, but he did a swim move, and Allen, his momentum took him away from the runner, and he couldn't tag him as he swam to the back of the base. Good slide by Perdomo, to be honest. That was just a great slide. The 1-2. Sweeper away, 2-2. Sometimes it's not you making a bad play, it's the other guy just making a great play. 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not. Full count. So now you got a full count. Naylor, the designated hitter, would be due up next. They may pinch hit for him. The payoff. Runner goes. 82 at the knees. He steals third That pitch looked like a strike. We did not get the call. Now they've got runners on the corners with 2 outs. I guess it was a touch below. So now you'll have runners on the corners with 2 outs. He easily beat that throw. No one was even paying attention to him. You really don't expect a guy to run on 3-2 with 2 outs at second base. You're kind of expecting him not to want to run out of the inning. They're going to leave Naylor in there. This is interesting. It is the 7th inning. They do have the lead. First pitch, 93 off the plate. It's 1-0. Josh Naylor with the double and a single. The infield defense is playing a little more honest this time. The 1-0 right there at the knees, 92. 1-1. His last base hit, his single, was a dribbler down the left field line against a big shift, but that shift is no longer on with the runner standing at third. The 1-1, 92 at the knees. Good sinker. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Braves trail 4-3. Bummer trying to keep it right there. Aaron Bummer, by the way, 21 pitches. This will be number 22. Turns in, delivers. Sweeper just misses inside. 2-2. They're trying to cross him up on the outer edge, and he misses spot again. Thankfully, it didn't hang out over the plate. It missed well inside. 2-2 count. Flings it. Swing, chops it foul down the first base line. Just foul. That ball was just foul, though. If it's fair, Olsen probably has it. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 2 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Deuces wild here in the desert. The 2-2. Did he go around? Drake checks down there, but he did not. So now we got a full count, which means Smith is going to be in motion. Nibbling off these edges, and Bummers run this count up full. Thomas is on deck, the left-hander. Technically, there is a base open. The payoff pitch. Swing, lifts it into right center, left center field. The ball's going to get down, and a run will score. The runner was going on the play. Here comes the throw, and 2 runs will score, and the Snakes are back up 6-3. Fought off a hard sinker on the outer edge and somehow split the defenders. They had Verdugo well over, and Harris had a long way to go. Verdugo was thinking about coming over. I think he makes the play if Harris doesn't call him off. He started to go out for it, and Harris called him off, and he short-armed it. Harris luckily was there to back him up, but at that point the ball had fallen. So that'll knock Bummer out of the game. We'll be back in a flash. If Harris leaves it, he's explained to Verdugo right now, but if he doesn't call him off, Verdugo's going to make that catch. Eugenio Suarez is the batter, the man who hit 4 home runs yesterday. So we'll go to the pen and grab Rafael Montero. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way from Rafael is 94. Just off the black for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set, brings it. 95 misses high. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves have already won the series, looking for the sweep. The 1-1 outside wide, 2-1. The 2-1. Misses high, 3-1. 3-1 count to Suarez. Standing on deck is Thomas. Gurriel in the hole. The 3-1. Right there at the knee, splitter. Handcuffed him on the inside, 3-2. Montero looks back the runner, brings it. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Just past the infield dirt. Nick Allen will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Braves cough up 2. When we come back, Harris, White, and Baldwin coming to the plate. The way it's gone today, that's the heart of the order.
Tequila may not fix your life, but it's worth a shot.
I don't know who my people are, but cheers to those of us who can sing the wrong lyrics with confidence.
Meanwhile, can anybody tell me how did Brittany Garner's team finish last season?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, she was playing for Phoenix, right?
Yeah. They
How did they do? Were they selling out all the tickets?
No.
Is she going back to the Olympics to represent the United States?
I don't think so.
So then why the did we let her out of jail? Exactly. Why the was we in a rush to bring her back?
If your wife brags about sticking with you through the tough times, let her know that she should, since she caused them. After she backtalks, say, oh boy, here comes another one.
Chicago team hasn't won a pennant since 1919. How do you think Chicago will do this year?
Well, Cliff, we think that we have a fine chance of overcoming the Yankees.
You really think you can win a pennant this year if you get a few breaks here and there?
Yes.
Our skipper predicted that we're gonna win this year, and all the guys started thinking, hey, you know, we can go ahead and go all the way. We can do things.
And as the season began, it seemed as if the White Sox optimism was well-founded, and the biggest reason for that was the spirited play of their best players, in particular, second baseman Nellie Fox.
Every winning team has a leader or a spark, and Fox lit the fuse for the Chicago club.
He was a little pepper potter, a left-hand hitter, almost never struck out.
Little Foxy has a double and 2 singles today.
I think Whitey Ford said it in 12 years, struck out Fox one time, and he thinks the umpire blew the call.
Welcome back. Michael Harris II will lead us off. He is 0 for 3. Thompson, we saw earlier in this series, takes the hill. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Sinker down below the knees. It's 0-1. Thompson with a 5.06 ERA. I'm a little confused why he is the setup man and not Shelby Miller. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chase the sinker. Nowhere near the zone. 1-1. Braves got to him last night, and man, you just tell the difference in their stuff. Shelby Miller's got a lot better stuff. 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. Tried to get him to chase that sinker once again, 1-2. Standing on deck is Eli, Drake in the hole. The 1-2. Outside wide. 2-2. Two count. We straighten this up. It's having its issues once again. The 2-2. Swing just got a piece of that to stay alive. Harris was heading back to the dugout. Didn't realize he had dropped the foul pitch in and out of the glove. As the catcher, Herrera. The 2-2 to Harris. Swing, pops it up. Into left field, lazy fly ball. F7 in your scorecard, one away. Eli White stands in, first pitch. Sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Eli 1 for 2 on the day. 91. Got called a low strike, 0-2. No 2 count. Comes set, brings it. Up top, misses. 1-2. They checked down the line. He did not go around. Braves trail 6-3. Top of the 8th. The 1-2. Good Lord, you got to swing at that, Eli. Strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry on that one. 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Drake Baldwin to the plate. He could at least get on. You would clear the number 9 hitter before the 9th inning, and then it would have the top of the order due up to try to put a charge into something. First pitch on the way to Drake is inside. Did he go around? He did not. It's 1-0. Brings it. 90 at the knees. 1-1. Braves are in the middle of a 3-game winning streak. And winning 7 of 8. The 1-1 pops it up. High in the sky, shallow center field. Thomas will make the easy catch, and that'll end the inning. But the Braves didn't do anything in that 8th inning. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 8th we go, trailing by 3.
Why was the snowman smiling?
Is it here? I don't know.
Because he saw the snowblower coming down the street.
Yeah, that's 5 losses in a row. We suck so bad that people are showing up to the practice facility because a fake post was made that they were having tryouts to the general public. And people are showing up with their helmets and their cleats to the facility because they think they can make a difference. That's how bad we suck right now.
Hey, honey, what do you think of this dress?
Oh, it looks great.
So you hate it? No, I said that it looks great.
But it was your tone.
My tone?
It's like you weren't really invested in the dress. It's fine. I'm going to change. How about this one?
You look fantastic.
Too much.
What?
Overreaction.
No, but
just please be honest with me.
You look awesome in all these dresses.
This one.
The sleeves look a little loose, I guess.
They are made that way.
Wait, no, you said to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what to do.
I'm just going to text pictures to Michelle and ask her because she knows what she's talking about and she'll be honest.
They say that during sex you burn off as many calories as running 8 miles. But who the hell runs 8 miles in 30 seconds?
That's true. He comes up, he pitches pretty well.
Mad dog, got it, baby.
And then in 87, he's in the rotation. He's on the team coming out of spring training, and he really struggles.
Greg Maddux in trouble again. Strawberry hits it high and deep to left. A 3-run home run for Darryl Strawberry, and the Mets now lead it 7-0.
He got sent down to the minor leagues, came back up and struggled even more.
It seems like the world is falling in on Maddux. Everything he does is wrong at this point.
There's some question now. This is real failure.
You really need the respect of your teammates. I wasn't pitching good enough to get any respect from them, but I was able to do something that, maybe I got a little bit of respect from my teammates.
Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today. Welcome back. Davis Daniel is on to pitch for the Braves. Remember, we got him in the offseason. Right-hander. Dials up the first pitch on the way to Alec Thomas. Fires it straight back. Four-seam fastball. It's 0-1. Davis Daniel. Right-hander kicks and fires. 86. Splitter. Just misses. 1-1. 1-1 count. 27-year-old out of Atlanta, Georgia. 1-1 chopped down the right field line. Played his college ball at Auburn. Drafted by the Angels in 2011. The 1-2 swing. Just got a piece of it. Might have got a piece of Drake Baldwin as well. As it's fouled backwards. Right off of his right leg. Here's some interesting news from a few hours ago. First of all, Jesse Chavez was DFA'd again. Is the 1-2. Swung on, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. That's how Davis Daniel was acquired onto the big league roster. They had to DFA Uncle Jesse again, which they're going to keep doing that. Someone's going to scrape him up because he really didn't pitch that poorly his last time out. The 1-2, swing, hit back up the middle, backhanded by Allen. He flips it over to first, and it's a 6-3 putout, one away. But Ian Anderson was claimed off of waivers from the Angels today, so he bounces back to Atlanta. I saw Ian in their bullpen recently. He was pitching pretty well. I don't know if he's pitched recently and that's what caused him to get, or it could have just been a numbers game out there in L.A. First pitch on the way to Gurriel, bops him in the hand. He'll head to first with a hit by pitch. Looked like it got his left hand right up around the knuckle area. He's taking off his gloves so you can take a look at it. Trainers will be out there to take a look as well. It got him right there on the left hand, right up there around the knuckles. Trainer's looking at him, standing there with the manager, Torey Lavulo. Not sure what Snicker was doing. He was waddling out there. he definitely got him on the hand. I don't know if that was the question that Snicker had. See, Snicker went from the Alky beard to the goatee. I don't know if that was intentional, if he just got tired of shaving, or you're taking a while to look at his hand. He may be coming out. This is quite a while that they're looking at him. Torey Lovullo is talking to somebody in the dugout. I mean, if it's this big of a question mark, they should probably bring the guy out of the game, because get him looked at. He's playing left field. They've got a few guys who can play that. Oh, it's an umpire review now. They're reviewing this. I don't know what they're reviewing, because the ball definitely hit him in the hand. And the Braves are out of... The Braves are out of him, but this came from the umpires. They upheld the hit by pitch. It definitely hit him in the hand. There's no question about that. So he'll head down to first. That was what the delay was. I don't know why it took that long. But anyways, runner at first, one out. Tawa, the batter, he's 0 for 3. Does have 4 home runs on the year. Davis Daniel goes to work, first pitch. Off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Daniel brings it. Swing and a miss. Slider. 1-1. Next 3 games, the Braves will be in Colorado. Monday night, Tuesday night, 8:40 first pitch. Wednesday afternoon at 3:10. The 1-1. Daniel flips it over to Olsen. One count. Drake sets up down the middle. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Throw is a bad one. Good job by Ozzie to keep it from going to the center field. And Gurriel is in there with the stolen base, with a potential 4-run lead standing at second now. Two-one count in the dirt, 3-1. Daniel in a bit of a mop-up role, but down by 3 with what the Braves have been able to do recently. This isn't really wave the white towel time for Atlanta. 3-1, swing, pops it back foul, 3-2. For you NBA fans, the Timberwolves have knocked off the Lakers. They're 3-1 series advantage now. Lakers had a huge lead in that game and choked it down the stretch. So full count. Here's the pitch. Swing, lifts it into center field. Harris should have it. He's calling everybody off. He'll make the catch. Verdugo backing him up, 2 down. Two away. As we head to Colorado, I figured we were going to see a move, and that maybe that's the only one we see. As you know, when you go to Colorado, you're going to need a very with it bullpen, because those trips to Colorado sometimes can just devastate a bullpen. First pitch on the way is right there. A strike over the knees of Herrera over the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Slices it back foul. 0-2. Braves trail at 6-3. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. The 0-2. Swing. Fouls it back. Stay in play. It will not. Over the third base dugout. Do it again, 0-2. The 0-2. Swing, chops it foul. Do it again. Had been cool out in Colorado. I haven't seen what the weather is expected to be this week, but it was in the 70s, high 70s today. We want cool temperatures. Keep that ball low. Save our bullpen. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So good job by Davis Daniel to take out the bottom half of the order. And when we come back, Nick Allen and the top of the order are due for your Atlanta Braves.
Hey, you're talking to my guy all wrong. It's the wrong tone. Do it again, I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
I think I just had the most awkward interaction I've ever had in my life. I didn't realize that most women wear a Yankee hat for the aesthetic and aren't actually fans. I was trying to talk to this woman. I was like, they're looking great. And she was like, this is the best they've looked in years. And I was like, I know, I've been watching them. And she goes, excuse me? And I was like, yeah, I've been a lifelong fan. I used to fantasize about playing with them as a kid. And then she slapped me in the face and told me to go to hell. So from now on, I think I'm just gonna say, go Yankees.
You really need the respect of your teammates. I wasn't pitching good enough to get any respect from them, but I was able to do something that, maybe I got a little bit of respect from my teammates.
Well, Greg Maddux was pitching that day, and he'd been told before the game that if he doesn't win, he's going back to the minor leagues.
I remember Eric Shaw was pitching and hit Andre right in the face.
Whoa! Hit by a pitch ball. Oh, boy, look at Dawson.
Hawk was our main guy. I remember him laying right there on home plate, kind of knocked out, and then he came to and, spit a bunch of blood on the plate, and then he started looking for Eric Shaw.
Now he's looking for Shaw. He's looking for Shaw.
It was a pretty good brawl.
There's good suction hitting Shaw. They're trying to keep him away. Look at this. Andre's going into the dugout after him.
What'll be interesting is when Greg Maddux goes out, what he will do.
They can kick him out of the ball game now.
And it's a dilemma because it's a 4-2 game. He has not qualified for the win.
And I said, hey, here's what you're doing. You're going to go get 3 outs. You're going to get the win. And in the 6th inning, you do whatever you want. And he looked at me. No. He goes, I'm hitting the first guy. I said, if you don't go get 3 outs, they're going to send you to the minor leagues. And with tears in his eyes, he said, I don't care if I ever get another win.
Welcome back. Justin Martinez on to try to close this game. He's yet to give up an earned run, though he did give up inherited runs against the Braves this weekend. He'll start off with a clean slate here. 33% strikeout rate, 11 strikeouts to 2 walks in 10 appearances. Nick Allen will be the batter. First pitch on the way, swung on and chops it in between home and third. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Allen just trying to find a way to get aboard. He's batting .262 on the year, 1 for 3. The 0-1 swing, rifles it foul and away. It's 0-2. .0-2 count. Whoa, that ball hit him in the arm. It came in and got little Nicky right in the arm. He's got that little protector there, so I believe he's going to be okay. He'll head on down to first. First pitch on the way to Verdugo. He almost gets him. Pitch inside. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 95 splitter at the knees on the outer edge. 1-1. 1-1 count. Verdugo, by the way, he's 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a double. The 1-1 down and in 2-1. Raising his average to 333. And you haven't had that many at bats. A 4 for 4 will skyrocket your batting average. They're going to go out there and talk to Herrera's going to talk to Martinez real quick to get him calmed down. He has a 4-pitch mix that you'll see. The sinker and splitter that he really leans on. The sinker at 45% of the time and the splitter at 28% of the time. He's got a 4-seam fastball that he throws about 18% of the time. Then he throws a slider at 9% just to keep you honest. So it's mainly the 4-seam sinker and splitter that you're looking at. The 2-1 to Verdugo. Pitch on the way, 98 misses high, 3-1. Herrera wanted the call. Tying run stands at the on-deck circle, The 3-1 for Martinez. Swing, chops it foul. Chase the sinker down. Fortunately, that was foul. That was going to be a double play. So a full count to Verdugo. The infield is back. Double play depth. They'll give up a base for an out. The 3-2. Swing, slices it foul, went down and got that 4-seam fastball. 98 miles an hour. We'll do it again. Standing on deck is Riley. Ozuna in the hole. They can keep the line moving. The Ice House. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. So Doogie will get things keep rolling. We've got runners on first and second. Nobody out. Austin Riley coming to the plate. Pitching coach Brian Kaplan out there to talk to Martinez. I feel like we're on a first-name basis with him. We've seen him all weekend long. So you got first and second, nobody out, and Riley at the plate. Ozuna on deck, and now Olsen in the hole. I'm sure they're painting in a couple of at-bats in front because you can't go back out there without yanking them. First pitch, 96-mile-an-hour sinker. Right there on the inner cut. It's a 1. The 0-1. Rocks and fires. Swing, chops it over towards third. That's going to be a double play. 5, 4, 3. Allen moves to third with 2 outs. Bad at bat there by Riley. Chased one in on his hands with 1 strike. And now we need 1 more bloop and a blast to be able to tie this up. Marcell Ozuna will come to the plate. All he can do is make it a 1-run game now. First pitch, 89 up top. It's 1-0. The bright side of this entire thing is the Braves have won the series, the first road series win, and we're heading to Colorado. We will be decided favorites as the 1-0 is inside 2-0. They could somehow pull off a miracle here. It would extend to a 4-game winning streak. The 2-0. Swing. Rips it down the left field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Allen will come home and score. Marcell Ozuna will head to second, and it is an RBI double for the Big Zoo. Man, that double play really hurts now. Matt Olson will come to the plate. I doubt they walk Olson even though Ozzy is on deck, because the last thing you want to do is put the tying run at first. So righty-lefty matchup, it's pretty much up to Olson here. The first pitch, swing and a miss. Splitter out in front, it's 0-1. Olson was going for the downs on that one. The 0-1. Infield is back and to the right. Huge hole down the left side. You doink one down there, it'll easily be 2 bases. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. If Olson were to get on, you may see a pinch runner with Stuart Fairchild available off the bench. The 1-1 brings it. Floats in another slider, belt high. Man, that is prime Matt Olson home run swing pitch. If he's in a groove, Olson obliterates that pitch. Braves down to their last strike. The 1-2, swing, swats the splitter back foul. We'll do it again. Braves trail 6-4. Top of 9. Ozuna at second. The game right now is at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. 2-2 count. Ozuna's run means essentially nothing, so they'll be very cautious with him around the base paths. The 2-2. Down below the knees, 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Tried to hit it right at the outer corner, but missed a touch low. It's a full count. Now Martinez, once again, he does have the option of pitching around Olson to get to Ozzy. So Olson's got to be able to fight that off as well. The 3-2. Outside wide ball 4. And then he'll head on down to first. And now, see if we pinch run for Olson. He represents the tying run. Doesn't appear so. Looks like they're going to leave him in. I thought they may, but we might have a Sid Bream type of thing here at the plate. if we get one in the gap. The way Olson runs, it'll be tight. But if you're Tui, you got to send him. You got to force the play. On deck is Michael Harris. Ozzy Albies 0 for 4, pop out, strike out, fly out, foul out. He's done it all. First pitch. Hanging splitter right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Huge hole down the left side. You'd almost like to see Ozzy drop a bunt down there. Nobody would get to it. The 0-1. Swing. Pops it back. Fouling out of play. He's underneath all of these pitches. And if you're watching his swing, he's coming at him very circular. He's trying to go for the downs. And that's what's getting him these weak pop-ups. Hopefully they hang one. The 0-2. Swing, just got a piece of that. Bangs it foul down the right field side towards the dugout. Braves trail by 2. Down to their last strike once again. That Riley's double play really looms large now. The 0-2. Swing! That ball's lifted, but into center field, right at the center fielder, and that'll end the game. Arizona Diamondbacks avoid the sweep. Barely. Braves can't put a charge into it. Are you not entertained? What a series. Braves take 2 of 3 and get them on the ropes for game 3. Win the series 2-1. And we'll head to Colorado tomorrow, 8:40 first pitch. Braves country today, 12 p.m. Eastern, first day of the series. We'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, y'all. Have a great one, Braves country. Braves lose a tough one. The final numbers, 4 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Braves, 6-9-2 for Arizona. Fott gets his 5th win of the year to go to 5-1. Schwellenbach is 1-2, and Martinez gets his 3rd save. We'll be back tomorrow for the play-by-play. Come on the air about 8 o'clock, but tomorrow at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, Braves country today. Y'all have a good one. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.